we have moved to playing online via webcam. And that means that you could join the fun. Find out how in the description, and you might find yourself featured on the channel. Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Here we have DJ on Super Friends versus Craig on Outcome. This is a match from the end of last year, prior to the shutdown, so we'll see if the banned list had been adjusted for this, a restricted list I should say. Narset and Karn both joined the ranks of the most powerful cards in Magic, and we've got a turn 1 Renin 6 off of a fetch land, returning that fetch land, generating some card advantage, all ready for Super Friends. And Craig so far gets a Sensei's Top and spins it, and has the ability to shuffle if he so chooses. Just trying to figure out what the extra mana was spent on. Renin 6 is going to continue generating card advantage. Ooh, and now Dak fade in. Dak a real problem for Outcome. DJ can steal this mana crypt potentially, setting Craig back significantly. Fortunately, not able to grab the Sensei's Top, as Craig could tap it to draw in response. And Craig looks at his options. Oh, wow. I'm very genuinely surprised that DJ is plussing here. I thought for sure we'd see that mana crypt going to DJ's side of the board, accentuating the thief, greatest thief in the multiverse element of Dak. Instead, just looting. A Preordain looks at some cards that Craig's already familiar with, as we've got a Sensei's Top. And neither are going to be good enough. He draws a card, and now he spins top again. And uses a fetch land to grab an Underground Sea. Into Demonic Tutor. This is a time to ask yourself what you would get in this situation. It is going to resolve. Very often, you're going to counter what they get with their tutor. There are some strong arguments against that. Of course, if they grab a land, you're going to feel absolutely terrible. If that is the case, for example, a Tolarian Academy, when you're trying to throttle someone's mana. But very often you're better off countering what they tutor for, as you get the extra tempo of them paying for that spell. One reason not to do that is when we're looking at using the graveyard as a resource. A Mox and another land adds to DJ's mana. And Renin 6 plus Dak Faden. Yeah, I am genuinely surprised that this Dak is not stealing these artifacts. We've got a paradoxical outcome. And now Force of Negation, Force of Will back, and now a hard cast force. No, actually keeping the mana open. Double pitching, and now a Tinker, responded to with Dig Through Time. He finds the Red Blast, leaving just that volcanic island open. Force of Will being the last card in hand. Fetch land returned. And now Narset, and that is the final nail in the coffin there for Craig. He's seen enough from these Super Friends. And with all of the card drawing being shut off at that stage, that is time to throw in the towel. Dak generating some card advantage. Narset going to draw 2 additional cards and shut off all of his card drawing in the form of Paradoxical Outcome, Preordain, Brainstorm, Ponder. So much of the deck. Ancestral Recall, Treasure Cruise. Narset just a devastating bomb. And put up the results to find herself on the reserve list. On the restricted list, I should say. Certainly not on the reserve list. Though I do wonder if they'll ever reprint her. If not, I would not be surprised if she ends up getting a nice little value over time, despite being an uncommon, particularly the premium versions of her, as there have been a few. All right, leading things out here, Craig with a Gitaxian Probe. Going to see just how bad this is. And it looks like a Black Lotus in DJ's hand. Into Chalice at 0. After playing a couple of mana artifacts himself. This will throttle DJ's development a bit. Craig has 3 mana available now with this Chalice. And a Demonic Tutor. Grabbing Ancestral Recall, and he'll go ahead and resolve that while the shields are down. Awkward in that this Ancestral may draw more 0 casting cost artifacts, and it's going to be very difficult to turn back on this Mox Opal. I almost wonder if his deck would have been happier finding a Tolarian Academy with that Demonic Tutor. Would have enabled a solid mana base. And a Sensei's Divining Top now puts that Mox Opal back online, and Craig firmly in the driver's seat. Right now DJ has a Dak and a Lightning Bolt. There's a long ways to go before getting this Dig Through Time online. And of course, one of the reasons for that Chalice of the Void being so powerful in these outcome decks is you can just pick it up with your own Paradoxical Outcome, making sure that you get full use of all of your Moxes while your opponent gets none of their 0 casting cost cards. Looks like perhaps a Mystic Sanctuary in hand for DJ, if I saw that correctly. It was just a glimpse. Teferi comes down and pluses, making sure to stay outside of Lightning Bolt range. Red Elemental Blast, one of the cards that he's picked up, clears the Teferi. Black Lotus being thrown into that Chalice. Dak Faden likely to come down here. Nothing really good to steal. The Mox Opal won't work on DJ's side of the board, though it will deny Craig a little bit of mana. So if Dak does resolve, well, Mystic Sanctuary grabbing Red Blast, putting it on top. And now jumping ahead with a Dak, which gets hit with a Mindbreak Trap, I believe. Sensei's Top spinning. A card that I actually enjoyed quite a bit. I do like it more in formats where it also allows you to combo out. So alongside something like Bolus's Citadel or the Forge, Mystic Forge. We've got a Mox Sapphire actually resolving. Craig had played Lavinia, it got lightning bolted, and Mox Sapphire actually resolved. This dig through time, trying to find something. Oddly enough, I mean, at this point, DJ's deck should be able to function just fine despite the Chalice. It did create a little bit of card advantage in the early game, but at this point, he's got 6 mana out. A Merchant Scroll. And DJ's got a Red Blast he can throw at this. However, whatever Craig does grab off of Merchant Scroll would be blue. Sensei's Top spins. And a Ancient Grudge targeting the Sensei's Divining Top will result in Craig tapping to draw. And it goes on top of the library. So Ancient Grudge effectively countered here. However, it's in the graveyard and can be flashed back. Jace the Mind Sculptor, and now that is a very significant play. Jace's Brainstorm. And DJ kind of thinking about what he wants to do here. Feels like he wants to flash back Ancient Grudge. And he's going to go after that Mox Opal now. I would have liked to have seen a Fate Seal there, getting rid of that Sensei's Divining Top. That would have felt like a pretty strong line. But the +1 card is difficult to turn down. So I can't say for sure what I would have done in that situation. Sensei's Top comes back down. And it allows for some digging. One of the problems with the Sensei's Top is it does actually eliminate the line where Jace wins the game via ultimating your opponent, and that you're not actually able to make it so his deck doesn't provide any goods off the top. Typically, when you're Fate Sealing your opponent, you can leave only good stuff on, leave only bad stuff on top of their library. That doesn't work with Sensei's Top. They can just work right around it for only 1 mana. So, Sensei's Top, a very real threat here. Ooh, and now another one. Brazen Borrower, going on an adventure, returning the Soul Ring. And another Brainstorm. And every activation getting more cards for DJ is going to feel worse and worse. We've got a Renin 6. And that's actually going to do it right there. So just as I was saying, those +1 incremental card advantages are just going to become overwhelming with time. And Renin 6 came down to double that. So essentially DJ was going to be outdrawing Craig 3-1. An extra card from Jace and an extra card from Renin 6 each turn. Just going to be too much. And Craig throwing in the towel there as DJ picks up that game with a very interesting Super Friends list. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.